we have a previous bride of mine, the lovely Helen. Thank you for joining me today.
Hello, nice to see you. How are you
Yeah,
doing?
yeah, good. How are you?
Not bad, yeah. Excited to talk about
So,
my wedding.
yes, well, I'm all about your really cool look, which was very colourful. It was a rainbow like dress, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like 50s style. So I thought I'd do this little series of talking about everyone's different quirky looks to give inspiration to other people that may need it and to kind of not hide behind what everyone else wants and just go for what you want to look, because it did look your style. When I saw your inquiry come in and like you were having a rainbow dress, I was like, yes, please.
Please.
Let's do your makeup. Yeah, so what inspired the edgy, quirky elements of your wedding day look?
Well, for one, I'm really clumsy, and every time I wear white, something ends up on it. So that was never going to be an option for me for that. That was the main reason it was never going to be an option for me. But when I was thinking about what I wanted, I just wanted loads of colour. Like these things that are a bit muted and a bit beige always seem a bit kind of samey to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the thing about getting married when you're a little bit older as well. So I was 41 when I got married, maybe even 40, no, 42. Goodness, God, I am older than I thought. I didn't want it to be like everybody else's day. Like I was really, really certain that I wanted it to be our day just for us. And I love
Yeah.
rainbow things, and my husband isn't fussed, so then it was going to be rainbow. And really, it just worked from then. From there, really, I found the dress and I found the shoes, and everything just came together.
And it looked amazing.
Even if I do say so myself, yeah, definitely. And I think because I've got a lot of friends that like wearing colourful things as well, and we'd been
Yeah.
to weddings together before where the bride had kind of been in white and been a bit, oh, you're all very colourful, and always been like a bit of an edge to it sometimes, like a little bit of
Mhm.
a, oh, what are you wearing? And I didn't want anybody to feel like that. Like I want people to come, and I think this idea of like not outdoing the bride, I think, is ridiculous. That everybody should be bringing their best.
Oh, I
But
love that.
also, I wanted to be unoutdoable.
Yeah.
And I think you can't really do that in white or
No.
ivory, like, because if somebody comes in like sequins, you're a bit like, oh, right, okay.
Yeah. They steal your thunder kind of thing.
Well, I don't think
Mm.
there should be. I mean, I think that's a really weird attitude to come to your day with. I think, like, not to
Yeah.
criticize anybody who feels like that, but
Mhm.
everybody's looking at you anyway. Like, yeah. I think you're gonna look at you because you're the bride, but I didn't want anybody that was coming that was colourful to feel uncomfortable
Yeah.
because I've been made to feel like that, and I know people have been made to feel like that before as well, and I didn't want that at all.
Yeah. Ah, lovely. Were there any non-negotiable style elements for you?
Non-negotiable. So I think, yeah, I mean, I think for me, it was, I wasn't going to, I don't like being told what to do
Yeah.
by anybody. And that included a lot of traditions as well. I think I
Yeah.
didn't want to be given away. And I know that that's important to a lot of people because it's like symbolic
Hmm.
for them. But I know this is my opinion and everybody's different, but I felt like it's like that symbolic thing of being passed from one man to another just really didn't chime with me. Like I didn't want that. I wanted to walk down the aisle with my friends, and that was absolutely final. I wasn't going to talk, and I didn't even, I didn't. I managed to bamboozle my dad by giving him another job,
Yeah.
and it was only when the music started that he realised he wasn't giving me away.
Oh, really? That's a
Yeah,
bit
so
late.
it's a bit sneaky, isn't it? But
Yeah.
I didn't have a conversation with him about it. I was just like, "Oh, can you officiate?"
Yeah.
And he was so take busy about that. Apparently, my mum said like just as the music started and the doors opened, he was like, "Oh, just walking her down the aisle."
Yeah.
He hadn't even thought about
Yeah.
it, and by that point, it was too late. So, and if that's your tradition, as I said, anything that I say today, if that's your tradition and you want to do it, then that's absolutely fine for you. But it
Hmm.
wasn't fine for me. I didn't want to do that, and
Yeah.
that was it really. And I think I didn't want to throw my bouquet either. Like I think that creates a weird thing among single people, and I wanted to keep my flowers.
Yeah. That's it.
And yeah, colour was non-negotiable as well, I think. And I think I just wanted everything to be bright and lovely, and it was. And I didn't. One thing we were really clear on with our parents, anybody who wanted to kind of give us something towards it was that wasn't buying them a say.
Mm-hmm.
That was their gift and that was it. But you know, it wasn't like, well, we've given you X. I mean, I've been to so many weddings in the past where people say, I've given you, well, I paid for the meal, I think I should be able to get one for my, you know, my accountant, or you know,
Yeah.
my best friend's dog. And
Yeah.
it's like, I just really didn't want that either, or we didn't want that either.
Yeah.
So
No,
it was
that's
independence was
good.
non-negotiable.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. Yeah. Yeah, I know a lot of people struggle with that side of things and saying no, so it's definitely good you stuck with that.
Yeah.
Were there any unconventional bridal pieces or accessories you tried on but didn't end up choosing? And why did you choose to pass on them?
That wasn't my original dress.
Wasn't it?
So I had like a kind of floor length sequin gown with
Yeah.
a split up to the thigh that, you know, I bought that fit me with the initial wedding, but bodies change.
Yeah.
So it didn't fit me, and it got damp as well. We had a leak in our bathroom and the dress got damp, so it was like, oh
Oh.
God, that's, I know. So that plan was out the window.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm kind of glad because I really ended up liking the dress that I ended up wearing.
Yeah.
And I think that was much more what I wanted. It was still a bright dress, but it was like one colour, and I think I'm really happy with the way that it turned out.
Yeah, and I think maybe it all happens for a reason. So you were supposed to have that dress. That was your wedding dress.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
found you. Did you face any criticism when choosing a edgier look, quirkier look?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, you've only got one, you know, you've only got one day to wear a wedding dress, you know, that
Yeah.
kind of thing. There were members of our combined family. I'm not going to say like names, but there was people that were really put out that didn't have fresh flowers,
Oh,
to the
really?
point where they tried to buy them.
No way. People are weird
Yeah,
about flowers. I had
yeah,
faux flowers, and they're still over there on my shelves. Like you get to keep them and look at them forever. I think it's nice.
exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, the people that actually went out and bought me a bouquet of flowers and went, oh, you could have them as your actual flowers, and I was like, no, I've got my
Mm,
flowers. They're rainbow felt
yeah.
flowers, and I absolutely love them. And the thing is that because I had felt flowers, I could sew in stuff that meant a lot to me. So I had a bit of both of my grandmother's jewelry in the bouquet of flowers.
Yeah. Oh.
So I had a brooch from one of my grandmothers, and my other grandmother gave me a charm bracelet. I inherited a charm bracelet, so I had one of the charms on there, and then I sold the rest of the bracelet to pay for my wedding ring. So
Oh.
yeah, so I really, because it was gold and I don't wear gold, so it was really nice to have that in the flowers, and maybe that wouldn't have been as possible with fresh flowers. So they meant a lot to me, and it meant people could keep their buttonholes, like they could keep
Yeah.
the bridal party ones. And I think in the time that we're living in, with like everything needs to be recyclable, or you know, we want as little as possible to go to waste. I think having alternative flowers is a really nice idea. But yeah, the lack of fresh flowers.
Hmm.
Are you really sure you don't want to wear like a wedding dress? Was a lot that came from people as well, and I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I really don't.
Yeah.
For the
You have
reason that
to.
I can't wear white. I just
Yeah.
can't. I'm a muck magnet. It would have ended up all down me. Like I don't think I would even made it to the ceremony without something down me.
It wouldn't have been white anyway, so you might as well just buy the colourful dress.
Well, exactly. So yeah, no, I think that those were the main things. But I think everybody's got really fixed ideas about what weddings should be, and I really didn't want any of that. Like it's not me. It's not us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the other thing is, there was a lot of people pushed back on the fact that we didn't have a photographer.
Hmm.
And when we were sat down, when we were planning our wedding, like my husband, God love him, was the only thing he was really fixed on was like, I don't want to spend all day having my picture taken.
Yeah.
Like I could not I
Hmm.
could not relax. I could not, you know, I don't think I could let go if I was making them to post loads of pictures. Like
Yeah.
he really hates having his picture taken. And you know what? I thought, yeah, I don't either. Like, and I know that some people say like the photos are the only things that you have, you know, when everything's gone and done and everything's over. But I think I don't regret that at all. We had like little QR codes that went to a shared Google folder, and we've got hundreds of really great photos from everybody, from
Yeah.
all different angles, from all different places, and none of them are posed, and none of them are like the kind of like, you know,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
kind of things that you would have in those things. Which are, again, if you want that, that's great, but we didn't want that. And I think a lot of people were like, oh, but you know, you're supposed to have a photographer. And even in like wedding groups, from like people would say, oh, who's your photographer? And I was like, we don't have one. And what?
Yeah. It
And
freaks people out.
it really freaks people out. And it's like,
Yeah.
everybody's it's not like like when my parents got married, where you had a film camera and you had like 10 chances to get it right. Like everybody's got a really high resolution camera in the bag now.
Yeah.
It's fine, and I don't regret that in the slightest. But yeah, it did freak a lot of people out.
I know, that's good you didn't regret it, because yeah, that's always
No.
a big one I hear. Ah, right. Getting tongue-tied now. Here we go. What was your favourite detail about your edgy bridal look that made it uniquely yours? Do you think it will influence future trends, wedding trends?
Mm. Well, obviously, I love my makeup. I have to say that, don't I? But I did. I really did. And that was the hardest thing for me looking for a makeup artist, was finding somebody where the bridal didn't look the same. And I think I remember saying to you, like, that airbrushed Instagram filter look is beautiful if you're a nice, delicate, 20 something, who, wants to look done but undone. And no, I didn't want that. I wanted to look like a rock star. And
Yeah.
my makeup was definitely one of my favorite things. It was sparkly, there was a bold lip, there was too much eyeliner. It was what I would wear myself, but elevated and done nicely and done well. And it was sparkly, and it was my skin looked gorgeous, my hair was beautiful. It would, it took into account the fact that it's really big and really heavy, and I didn't want it up too much. And for me, that was great. But I think definitely, I would say, if you're getting married, is to get a cape. I had a sparkly bride cape, and it was
Yeah, I love
amazing, and I felt like $1,000,000. And yeah, as I said, I wanted to stand out as the bride. It definitely made me stand out as the
Yeah.
bride. And I think, yeah, if you can get a cape, do it.
Yeah, I
Because it
love a
was brilliant.
cape. It was Let Us Pretend, isn't it? The
Yeah, it was
cape.
Let's Pretend, yeah.
Yeah,
And it
so
was
good.
absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, so
Yeah,
get a cape, basically.
good advice.
You,
Yeah. Okay, well, that is all my questions. I think we learned a lot today, and yeah, I'm going to share some pictures of your look as well, so everyone
oh,
can
definitely.
see. Yeah, thank you for chatting, and I will stop the recording, but stay on the line because I want to
Okay,
say
no
bye
worries.
to